Hey there, folks. Welcome to our run of Beam Saber by Austin Ramsey, inspired by Neon Yang's The Genesis of Misery. Before getting into things, I wanted to do a quick round of introductions for any folks watching. I am Steven, he, him. I am GMing this particular run of the reading club. With that, I'd like to, you can find me here where you're watching me. That's about it. But we can keep going around. We'll go based on what I see in the character keeper here. So if our empath, played by Chris, if Chris, you could introduce yourself, your pronouns, and your empath.
Hi, I am Chris, he, him, they. My character is Petrichor, they, them. They are an empath. They are a child of nobility from the imperial ducal estates. There is a civil conflict in their homeworld of Umbra, and the populace basically had ousted their family. And then they left to colonize the outer areas of the empire, sort of also in the heretic space, and got pulled into the heretics and were given special holy stone implants that kind of work as an experiment to amplify their psionic powers.
Cool. And going right along, if we could introduce Victor, if you could introduce yourself, your pronouns, and who you're playing.
I'm Victor, he, him. I'm playing Leopold, also he, him, the infiltrator. Uh, born to poverty in the capital city of the empire. I grew up as a criminal, was imprisoned for that, released by the heretics only to be impressed into service by them. And all I want is to find my place away from the war, and I will do anything to find that.
Is it my turn?
Cool, yeah. And so, yeah, if we could go to Cricket, introduce yourself,
Yeah.
your pronouns, and who you're playing.
I'm Cricket. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Cora Farah. Her pronouns are she, they. And there's been a lot of content with Cora these past few episodes. So I'm just going to say that she is the resident drama bomb, diversion, distraction expert at this point, because she'd just be taking all the attention away from everyone else so they can do their sneaky stuff and just taking all the hits. It's good times.
I am Roy, he, him, playing Eddie, he, him. He has a shifty background that he keeps pretty close to the chest. His crew he ratted out his crew when they were caught on a mission, and so his main motivation is getting revenge on the authority that caught his squad. He is a hacker and deals with hacky stuff and AR, and yeah, he gets over his toes a lot and is almost out of stress right now.
Awesome. So, with where we left things off, there are a couple we took care of some of the bookkeeping stuff ahead of time, but the thing that we were leaving off on is that the entanglement we got was another debriefing. When if your superiors grills one of your pilots or a cohort. Now you have no cohorts, so it's definitely going to be one of our pilots.
It's going to be me.
Okay, it's going to be you.
It's going to be me. Well, because again, I put myself on the line for Eddie, and I don't think that Leopold or Petrichor did anything in the last mission that would warrant like a debriefing from Swan. So if
Well, I was going to pitch that it should be Leopold just because the squad knows that someone has to be put up, and since Leopold was knocked out in the crash, what could Leopold possibly tell them?
Well, another thing that I wanted to say is that also Eddie, I think, gave Cora the artifact, the fake artifact, and I was going to present that to Swan as
Okay,
like
go for it then, yeah.
further evidence that I have Eddie under my control. So,
Yeah. So assuming that you're going to get picked up by Swan, because of course it's just one of your superiors' grills.
ooh, I hope it's
Uh,
Swan. I hope it's Swan.
Oh, I have an idea. So actually, and I misread this the last time because of the way this this spreadsheet is prompted. You have the option here. You either are going to go to get grilled, or you pay off the grunts who are sent to like grab you and take you to the debriefing, with one personnel.
I kind of can I reach out to Swan and just say, hey, like I know I've got something coming for me and I have stuff I want to present to you too.
If you bring up Swan's name, these folks who are not from your base and you have not seen before give you a look and say, Swan doesn't need to hear about this meeting.
Is it
And they, I think, one of them brandishes a taser and says, we have someone that wants to meet with you.
I'm
who
just
is
gonna I'm gonna write in get dirt on blank right now. The next person that we have to like start.
who is your superior then? Who is sending you?
Okay, so are you going to bribe them, or are you going to go with them? Here's the question, because one of them is wielding a taser, and they are like, you're coming with us now, or with no questions asked, or or you can come the harder way. Or you can bribe them.
Do we spend a personnel? I don't know if I want to go with these people if I don't know that that's scary.
Are we together?
These
or
are these are superiors within. These are folks like they are. You have been debris. Like these are definitely. These are not like random empire infiltrators. You know that.
Yeah, I know that, but also they're sus.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily trust all the heretics either. I'm just
Mhm.
here because I'm contracted to be here.
Are we together right now, or is Cora separate?
We can guarantee that Cora. I think they're waiting back at the base. We can guarantee that Cora will be back here at the base before you miss her. But higher ups have asked that they want to have a particular conversation with her.
Fine. Am I allowed to retain counsel?
They look at each other and chuckle and say, "Sure, retain counsel.
Okay.
They'll be waiting for you as soon as you get back."
Oh, they can't come with me.
No, they can't come with you. This isn't the court of law. This is a extra legal military debriefing.
Fine.
Eddie puts his hand on Cora's shoulder and says, "It will be fine. We'll be waiting here for you." And I turn to the security guy and say, "Do me a favor. Take that taser and just put it in its holster before I shove it up your fucking asshole."
Yeah. They
don't know if
I
threatening
mean,
that
I-
was the right idea.
Yeah.
Eddie's full of the
Yeah.
wrong ideas. Did you want
I
black
know.
ideas? I have none of those.
Oh gosh.
This just in from HQ. Looks like they need Eddie now too.
No, I think that they give each other a look. The one with a taser gives the other a look. And he gives a little shake of his head. And he gives a little sigh of annoyance and tucks his taser away. Because clearly, you know, if anyone needed a tasing.
Oh my god. Eddie needs a tasing McLaren. I love it. Okay.
But yeah, Cora, you are transported away. After a few hours in the back of a transport, you are docked with a small vessel that is in orbit near Celia. There has been a lavish dinner laid out. This is clearly a vessel of someone with money to spare.
Gross.
And into the room, and sitting at the table is a tall Asian woman with her shoulders bared with a phoenix tattoo printed along running along her shoulder bones.
No. Corey doesn't know who this is, but I know who this is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Who is this?
Oh, this is
This-
Phoenix Song.
Yeah, this is
Oh, okay.
Phoenix Song. This is Eddie's big bad now because
Uh-oh.
Eddie upset them. Okay.
Gee.
Can I don't know.
Miss
Can I-
Corifera,
Uh-huh.
it's a pleasure to have you. Please sit down. I took some measures to make certain that the meal would be to your liking. What's Cora's favorite food?
So I don't know, what kind of food do we have in this world that we're in? Like what is the planet pretty barren? Are we relying on alternative proteins? Like I want to know.
Yeah, I imagine most people probably because this is sort of set in a world that is like there was one colony ship and it had some animals on it, but it's probably like animals are not common. So meat is probably pretty rare.
So
if
I'm
it's even
gonna
at all.
totally rip this off of The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. There is these kind of they're bugs that are kind of prepared as like shellfish basically, and they're like a delicacy for like grounders, like people that live on the planet.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably what we'll go with, something along the lines of that.
Okay.
I like that. That's dope.
So
Yeah, it is. There is a plateful. It's been a while since you have gotten such a
'cause we live off of our rations that we
Yeah.
found that are probably expired in our military
Yep.
bunker.
Cora, I have a question. Are these bugs like bug size, or you said like
No,
shellfish,
they're
like-
big. They're like
lobsters?
lobster sized.
Emperor's
They're
New
like-
Groove, the thing that
yeah.
opens up.
Yeah.
You just have like a beetle that you're just like, oh.
No, you snap the legs off like crab legs, you like crack the shell open, like it's a whole thing.
I mean, lobsters are bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
We do that here.
Exactly that. So, yeah, so I'm not gonna just start eating though, because I'm skeptical and I'm gonna just sort of be like, okay, Before we dig in, I would like to understand why I am here with you instead of with my chief commander, my superior officer.
Oh, Mr. Swan and I have some some rivalry going on between us, on his end, at least. But, well, he's not ranked so highly that I can't call for a personal conversation with one of his subordinates if I asked for it.
Okay. And that's totally fair. I just want to understand why you're calling on me.
Now, let me see here. I'm calling on you because I've noticed that someone is poking around Mr. Swan's affairs, and, well, an acquaintance of yours, a Miss
Tasneem?
Tasneem, has seemed to
Mm-hmm.
grown very close to him through
Okay.
your introduction.
Okay.
I want to know what your purposes were in cultivating that friendship.
Before I answer that, let me ask you,
She picks up a leg and cracks it open and takes a bite.
real quick, what is your interest in her relation to Swan?
Whether he means it or not, I believe Swan is a traitor to the cause.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
It may just be his incompetence, but incompetence is a
There's
form of
that.
betrayal, after
Absolutely.
all.
He is definitely incompetent. So that's very legitimate. So I'm gonna be clear with you. Not sure if you're familiar with one of my cohorts, Eddie, but he has a personal interest in digging up some dirt on Swan, and I was just assisting in the matters, so to speak.
Of course. And I'm not asking you to stop any of that. I'm asking that going forward, you hand over any information you find about Swan to me.
Okay. And then what do
And she
I get?
starts to pull out several phone numbers and names, and you recognize them as influencers in the celebrity scene. I have my own contacts, and wouldn't it be awful if all of these people started to remember the name Cora Farah and how and all the terrible things you did. And they started to speak out about them again. It's been a while since the initial storm, but I imagine that would be difficult for you.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know if I'm necessarily concerned about that right now, but totally legitimate that you would think that. Um, totally valid. Again, not necessarily my concern at the present moment, but let me ask you something then, since we're wanting to pull receipts here. and I want to pull out the artifact that Eddie gave me under the assumption I was going to see Swan and be like, do you know where this came from?
So you're trying at this point, we're gonna make a roll here to see how you deal here. Give me a 2d6 and we're keeping the lowest number.
Okay, let's go for it. I think I already have 2d6. My lowest is a 2.
I'm sorry that we had to make this difficult. I'm sorry that you had to make this difficult, Miss Cora. The two men come in and one tases you, and while the other grabs that artifact and begins to break it into pieces.
This bitch is going
You do
down.
not threaten me. I know what is best for the cause of the heretics. And the steps I take are necessary.
That's fine. I don't know if it was necessary to tase me, but
You can leave her in holding. Perhaps after a few days alone, she'll have more she'll have more space to talk. Reason to talk.
Okay.
And you're gonna take the level 2 harm starving.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't like her before. Now I really don't like it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Starving.
Okay, but that is our unless you want to resist that starving, you can make a roll to resist it.
How do I resist?
It's like any other harm that comes to you. You can make a roll with the relevant stat. In this case, it would be this would be kind of physical. It would be a prowess.
So I have 1.
Yeah. And you
I'll
take
try
stress
it.
to 6 minus your roll to see how much stress you get. What does it look like?
Oh,
How are you
I
resisting?
can't afford stress. I'm 2 away from trauma.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I
you'll
could take the trauma, but then I don't know where
So it
that's going
means
to
you're
lead
gonna
me
have
moving
starving,
forward.
which you'll need to treat, or you're gonna take a -1 die forward going into the next mission.
Yeah.
The
But
biggest
I can do
disadvantage
that with a rest, can't I?
Hmm?
Would that just be a rest action?
It would be a couple because it's a level 2 harm. So you'd have to fill your healing clock.
Fine, I'll take it. I'll
No,
roll
no,
1.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just letting you know what the stakes here are.
No, I just like that's not good either. Because if I have -1 moving forward, I'll just roll it. I mean, 4.
I mean, like I said, you can also it would probably just be 2 like downtime actions of healing, basically.
Yeah, but that's 2 downtime actions when I
Yeah.
only get 3.
Yeah,
That's why, like, I rolled a 4. What does that do for me?
that gets you 2 stress.
Okay, well, so if it's filled out, or is it if I take any more?
No, if you fill out, you get a
Okay.
scar.
I'll take it.
that's free experience though, because
Yeah.
live out the scar then.
So then what scar should I take?
There's a list there of the scars: cold, haunted, obsessed, paranoid, reckless, soft, vicious, or fractious.
I think I need to take
required
paranoid
or
because I
can I
feel
do that
like she's shaking me up a little bit with all this. Don't know why she needed to go so hard, but she sure did. So I'll take paranoid on it.
Surprised you didn't go for vicious.
What, me? Nah.
Yep, and you
That's
clear
a
all that
thought, mate.
stress.
Oh, that's fine. We'll take it. I need to be able to spend stress to use my special abilities. So, I mean, that just frees up. So now I don't have level 2 harm.
Yeah, now it's just level 1 harm hungry.
Okay.
Okay. So the other thing that we're gonna get to, and we'll probably talk about this, then go to our first break, is that we have is that we got an advance for our crew last mission. So when you get an advance, let's see, does it have all of the advance choices here? No, of course not. Let me open up the PDF. But like one of the things you get is a special ability, or I think you can take 2 like ticks, 2 squares from within the squad upgrades. And I'm curious if anyone had anything that stood out to them as something you'd want for an advance.
Slippery seems pretty convenient because it allows you to re-roll the entanglements, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Is
something I'm considering,
Is
but I'm not.
Schmooze a character
Schmooze is a
thing?
downtime action.
Schmooze is a
Okay,
downtime
alright,
action.
alright.
I did it last downtime when I went and talked with Swan with Tasneem.
Okay, okay.
You do
Yeah.
it to improve your relationship with the like kind of big factions of the war. Which matters to you. Like having a good relationship with your patron makes the entanglement roll better. Like you get better, like you have to roll fewer dice when you're rolling what entanglement you get. Having like improving your relationship with opponent factions means that like you roll on better entanglement tables.
Like if people wondering what's the difference between D&D and Beam Saber, be like, in D&D you roll for initiative, in Beam Saber you roll to schmooze.
You could also make an argument for sponsor since we haven't tiered up yet. If we went ahead and took that, then it would cost us less to continue to advance our tiers.
The tier difference has been a problem for us. We keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
like probably
Yeah.
1 mission away from getting from being able to tier up.
Yeah. So that might be one to
something-
take for now and then come back to Slippery. Because like our entanglements haven't been as much of an issue. Whereas we're still tier 0. So I think moving forward having sponsor would be advantageous.
Yeah,
Both of
I
those,
just
yeah.
sorry, go ahead, Victor.
I was gonna say both sound good to me. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah. I see the tier problem coming up every mission, so it seems like something that's, I guess it doesn't help every roll, obviously, but it would
Invest early and pay dividends.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd also point out another thing is that there are where do they have quality? Quality also helps with tier because each thing that you have that has quality is an extra, like right now, if anything you have on your character sheet that's fine is considered equal to tier 1 factions, like tier 1 quality. If you buy quality in specific things, that stacks with your fine.
I think the real
So-
question is why would Phoenix want to be our sponsor after fucking Cora up so badly?
I don't know if it's necessarily Phoenix.
I know, I was kidding.
Yeah.
There is a list of allies and enemies on the recon sheet that we could pick as one of our sponsors if we wanted.
Yeah, no, I was just going for
Yeah.
maximum
Yeah.
maximum
Yeah.
drama right out the gate.
And you have a pretty good relationship with that research facility, the reliquary. Or it could even be if you wanted to have, like, say, Ismet as your sponsor.
Fair enough. I do need to make sure that we're retaining counsel, so
Ismet is your I guess lawyer / PRA.
They're my
lawyer /
defensive
PR agent.
lawyer friend. that got me the information on the Broken Lance. So giving me the flight attendant vibes because in that show, her best friend is also a defense lawyer that has criminal connections. So giving me that vibe. I'm fine with that. If we want to take sponsor and have it be Isma.
Should the sponsor be an individual or like a faction?
It's up to you. It's someone with the means to like provide you with like resources. So like she could be representing a like it could be someone representing a faction,
That's what I
or
was
it
gonna
could
catch,
be
yeah.
like a faction itself. Like Ismet has like economic ties. So like if you took her as a sponsor, it would probably mean that she is funneling money from someone, probably multiple shady sources to
Oh,
you,
absolutely.
and would
Absolutely.
probably expect some help going forward in the future.
And I am fine with taking
Oh.
jobs from ISMAT because they would give me good jobs that are probably
Yeah,
pay well.
Guys, I have a good idea, I feel like.
Okay.
What if it's someone from the dispatch? Because it says they're negotiating with heretic forces unofficially, and it's kind of a thing where they like recognize that although working with the heretics, like potentially not always going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So starting to develop our exit strategy. Like I'm
Yeah,
down for that.
starting to
Yeah.
negotiate with the other spies on the board.
Like, hey, eventually we're gonna need a new job.
And like, yeah, this can even be something if you wanted, Ismet could serve as the face of them because we don't know who Ismet's backers are.
I would say that they have a fair amount, and it might not just be that specific group, but there's probably a few groups that ISMAT's involved with. So that could be one of many.
This isn't a particularly useful piece of that, but like
What was that?
if one of our characters has juicy connections with one of the factions that is working on behalf of, to make it more complicated and
Oh yeah,
messier
yeah.
intersections.
I was gonna say, because I want to bring up Eddie's situation soon, that perhaps there is a connection with Ismat and that group that you're trying to get revenge on, and that could be juicy.
Yeah, I guess, and I was picturing that it was somebody within our current hierarchy, but it could be that somebody betrayed me from who I was leaving or who I was stealing from or something too. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't want to know who her fund or who their funder is because guarantee you, I don't want to know what kind of stuff or they're involved with. So
Yeah, I like Petrichor's pitch of and what Cora
that's
you're
kind
saying
of what
too,
I was
yeah.
initially saying when Steven brought up ISMAT being our sponsor, that like they're getting this money from somewhere and giving it to us, but then we also then owe them and we don't know what we owe them. So there's like,
Yeah, this is our Luthen from Andor.
yeah.
This is yeah,
Mhm.
except not a Jedi.
Exactly.
love it. Juicy and complicated, and love it.
So I guess we're taking sponsor then, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds great.
Oh, I don't know what I just did. I went to click sponsor and then it took the box away from me.
Oh, just undo it.
Alt Z,
Alt Z,
undo the
Control
last thing.
Z.
Control Z.
Oh, sorry.
And that didn't do anything. Help.
Or under edit, undo should. Sorry, yeah, Control Z's right. I guess I don't even think of what I do anymore.
Just undo everything. There we go. Okay, did that fix it? There we go. It's checked now. All right, we're taking it.
We are jumping into downtime here. So yeah, going around. Does anyone have in particular first downtime action? Well, actually, I'll just go around just to go here. We'll go clockwise. Petrichor, do you have a downtime action you were looking at?
I have a couple I wanted to do. I was thinking about did we decide if there's aliens in this world?
I think that it was a soft yes, like we were open to it. They haven't made a particular appearance yet, but if you want to add in some aliens now, feel free.
I have an idea, and it's kind of like the like I forget what they're called, but the purple people in Destiny, where they're like basically human, but like have been out there. As an idea.
Yeah, like they're like the exohumans.
Mhm. No, not the exohumans. The not Forsaken. I can't figure out what they're called. The exohumans are cool though. I also want to do like synthetics.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's basically like people, kind of like the Void Sick, honestly, where like you get because you're in space, so you adapt differently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wanted to do. I kind of not sure if I want to do a cut loose as one of my actions because I'm
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
kind of this is metagaming, but I would like to maybe sorry. This is metagaming, but I would like rather than cut loose personally. Um maybe have someone cut. I have to stress. Um I want to purposely stress out. Both to explain my character's absence next session, and also I want a scar to get more XP.
Sure.
But we can do that at the end, or like if we do it, say it happens later. I think one thing I wanted to do though, is it possible that there's like a large city area?
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, you might
Maybe.
need to
Oh,
turn
is
your
it like
camera off.
the remnants of Cilia, like it's not like unpopulated, right?
Yeah.
So like I could go be like, hey, I'm gonna go to a like community hub so that there's people around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, there's Port Prosperity right there.
There's also, what is it?
Yeah.
The Rolling Devil.
Yeah.
We are that's a little bit too much heat. Because I was thinking about doing collect. Um,
The Rolling Devil's too much heat?
Port
um,
Prosperity is too much heat.
Oh, fair.
what are the Rolling Devils?
That's a
That's a
bar
bar.
that Cora went to with
Tasneem
Counselor
and
Swan.
Counselor
Yeah.
Swan, yeah.
Um, I think maybe then, sorry, I'm gonna just decide to do something. I want to do a long-term project, and it's kind of working on the one I started. And I think I'm gonna go to a not Fort Prosperity, but something that is more of a trading hub for like people out in the like remnants and like going outside the shield. Um, the shield is like, is it like a bunch of things that are kind of
The
like
shield is like it's not a literal shield, even though that's kind of how I draw it on the map. It's like a series of like defensive outposts.
Can
okay,
I
like an
pitch an
asteroid belt,
idea?
or what was that?
We called it the Rolling Devil. What if it's like a bar that roams around and also has like an open air market?
Like a satellite, a literal
Yeah.
an abandoned yeah, love that.
I mean, that just that's already like like a predetermined, like a pre-set up destination, and we're just further defining it.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because I want to work on my project. But yeah, I can go to Roaming Devil.
So yeah, what's this
Um,
project you're pursuing so we can kind of work this out?
Oh yeah, so it's trying to find members of my
Oh, right,
family
this one.
to
Okay.
reconnect. I'm also saying it for the people in the recording who probably don't know. Yeah, so it's to find people in my family. I think I'm gonna go to the satellite and kind of scope it out and see if I can, since it's like a public place, it's kind of outside the purview, see if I can find anyone that I've known.
Yeah, and we haven't really established where this refugee colony was, but I like the idea of just kind of bringing them back in because we only saw them briefly. Is Avenance?
Yeah.
Uh uh like we so where like you're out at the marketplace here, seeing if you can find
Yeah.
anyone?
Yeah, I was gonna go to like, I don't know how big it is, but I was gonna go to like either like a large trading hub in the area. Because like I'm assuming that like Petrichor already know who's around the colony.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess I could see if more people showed up. I think that might be a good one. Because there's probably more refugees coming like day by day.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna go there and literally just kind of like case it, if anything, or like figure out the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I might try to see if like use a lot of like both the psionic powers and the fact that recon can see into the void, I guess, the AR, and see if I like kind of like can pick up on anything that has been like imprinted upon like with me from that time.
Oh boy. Yeah, give me this roll because I already am thinking of what you find, but we'll see about this.
Can I roll survey?
Survey makes sense here, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. Where's my thing? Okay. Survey 2.
I'd also note, is this the thing kind of thing you'd go off on your own to do, or if because you do get +1 if somebody comes along to help you.
Um, I don't think that Petrichor would like secretly do it. I'm just not sure who would come with and why.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Cora kind of wanting to do it for like a fun field trip.
I also think both the
I
high class.
don't know. I'm gonna say after the Phoenix situation, she's probably not wanting to leave the base.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Victor, what were you gonna say?
I was also gonna say Cora because it's like high class people looking for high class people who are out in the wind, But yeah, I totally get where Cora is coming from. Of had a
Remember
traumatic
that
experience. Yeah,
she just took the
totally.
Scar Paranoid, so she's probably
Yeah,
not
yeah.
wanting to be out around people
No,
right
totally
now.
makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, like I would take it, but I can't think of like a in story
Sure.
reason why.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I mean, I think because something that has not been expressed yet, but might be seen more in this downtime is that Leopold is actively running, like looking for places to steal, anything that he can do to get out of the get out from under this. So he is looking
Mhm.
for looking for a safe place, but also gathering material and not always letting folks know that he has done that because this is money for the future, not for the war.
Mhm.
So, Leopold would maybe not tell you that he is going with you to scout out targets, because anywhere where your family might be is probably going to be a place with some money, and he wants to, you know, keep track of future places that he might be able to break into, steal funds, and you know, yeah, make his
You know
own
what I
future.
like about that? So I imagine like the in the show TV show of our game is like we have the scene with Cora and the bug and then them being starved or she being starved. And then like we cut to Petrogor just like taking a bite out of a bean bar, which is a bar made of beans. And then just like kind of like stewing and like Leopold is um there. It might be a thing too where like it kind of doesn't make sense to go off somewhere alone because it looks kind of weird.
So yeah, it could be that you're on your way out the door and Leopold notices it and says like, you know, what are you doing?
I
You
think
know,
I'm like
I know you feel like you know these people, but you
and it's
don't.
like
There are dangers out there. Let me come with you, Petrichor.
Petrichor Express is just like I think I'm close to finding someone from back home. I just have a feeling and I don't know why, but I'm gonna see if I can make like just discover anything and like make something more. I just have a feeling. I don't know if you've ever had feelings like that.
Have I felt that that I was on the precipice of something? Yes.
Exactly. Um, and this is like out of character, but I kind of like the idea of Patrick Core explaining they're looking for someone from back home and Leopold being like, oh, rich people. And then we go to this shithole colony. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we go there. I'm imagining it's called Round Rock. Simply because it is like a large asteroid or like chunk of uh, um let's see, what was the map? I don't know if this would be in because I don't know how far away things are on the map,
Like all of
basically.
this is within one system, basically.
Okay.
With like the Shield of the Faithful kind of divides the inner and outer planets of the system.
Okay. It makes sense that a refugee colony would be in a neutral space. So I'm thinking it's on Strides, or like on a moon of Strides.
Okay.
And it's just called Round Rock just because it is just very like a very smooth looking celestial body. Maybe even like slightly gaseous. Like there isn't a lot of open world markets because it's like the atmosphere is a little weird. So you have like lots of connecting like roads and stuff that are enclosed to like enclosures. Um, and then yeah, we go there and I'm gonna roll my survey with Leopold helping. And I think I
Yeah.
have that thing where we had that discussion where I was like, do you understand what it's like to be in the precipice of something? And then they agree. And I'm just like, okay, go with your gut. Like
Yeah.
you see
Nice.
someone that looks like maybe like you have a feeling about someone, just point them out to me.
Awesome. Yeah. Well,
Cool.
let's see how that goes. So I
Roll
take stress,
one.
right, to help out, and like, so are we
No,
like
no,
in?
it's free.
Oh, it's free. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Roll.
you just like it's just here to encourage scenes with other player characters,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So I got 4.
Okay, so here's a question. You can spend 1 personnel now, and that would upgrade it to a 6 and fill out that clock.
Um, I would be okay with doing that, but I'm also planning on waiting for I guess I'm not going to be in the next game, so I can kind of hold off changing out my thing. So yeah, if that's okay with everyone else, I'll do it.
I'm fine with that. But also, I mean, changing things on your mech is material, not personnel, right? So like, if you don't need to look. I don't feel like you need to look at it as an either or thing. Also,
Yeah.
you know,
Like
can
you
do
have
whatever
two
you want.
material
Yeah.
banked at this point that
Yeah. And I
that,
didn't
like-
spend personnel to shirk off Phoenix's henchmen, so we still have personnel you can spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't,
Okay.
you know, and also like it's downtime, you know, we can use downtime actions to get more of both of those things. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to
All
use
right,
one
cool.
of mine
So
for
I
that.
will do that.
Okay, so yeah. So you said you're specifically reaching out to see what AR ghosts you can find.
Hmm.
Can you describe your father for me?
They are actually have a picture on Pinterest. They are oh, actually, I had headcanon this. I don't think I explained it, but they have two mothers.
Okay, right. I think
But
I think I remember
I have
that
a male
now.
character in mind if you want to do that.
No, it's fine. What is the mother you were closest to look like?
Um, they are fairly tall, and they have dark hair, like dark, almost raven pitch black hair. And I'm gonna try to save this image. Um, and they also have lots of like modifications to them. They did a lot. I think that's part of the issue with the overthrowing is that like some of the more like faithful populists were kind of not into that. Um, and I'd say their name is Leonida. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were it was weird because they were really like stoic and stern a lot of the time, but at the same time we were able to convey a lot of love um and caring and like lots of support, whereas their other parent was more of like a fun kind of flighty person, and like because of that you got less like secure uplift. So you said that it's a ghost of them?
Yeah. This ghost, the face is scarred and damaged enough that you can't recognize it as first.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of almost a faded memory of a person more than the person themselves. But each of those augments they had, they gleam bright and clear as an AR ghost. Almost
Wow.
like you can see like every implant they had along her internal body, like they all gleam through her. And you can hear a whispering. Petrichor, Petrichor, I feel you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Where are you though? I don't, where are we?
We had to flee. Umbra Umbra isn't the same. I I thought I thought I heard you were gone.
I think I am. The me I was is gone. I am just a impression tied to holy stone.
Side note, when when Petrichor is kind of like keyed into this AR, are their own implants glowing?
Up to you or not. Like, I think that like this is something that that like you and maybe Leopold can see. Maybe that's it. Maybe you and Leopold can see your implants glowing. But I think that like this is a specific kind of power that your squad has, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, and like maybe it was also like they weren't until I came in contact with this impression. Like it's the video mechanic who are like, oh,
Yeah, I
come on
love that.
So they said they think they are gone.
Because I think that's something you had heard already, that your parents were passed.
But like it's a thing where it's like maybe that isn't true.
Oh, okay.
But like I like the idea that it's still true, but like Petrichor seeing this impression was kind of like, wait, like hopeful
Okay.
that it was,
Yeah.
know.
All right.
It's like, mother, I need to fix this. I'm going to fix this. I don't want my home to become a part of this monstrosity.
Chris freeze? Did Petrichor freeze?
That's what I'm seeing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay. All right.
Oh no,
phew.
okay. Are you still there, Petrichor?
Oh shit.
Something.
The ghost got him.
What was that?
You froze up
Okay.
and we lost kind of the audio after
Okay. I'm gonna keep
I don't want
video
my home to become a part of this machine or something like that.
It was extremely dramatic pause.
I'm gonna keep watching. So,
your signal is still bad even after you've turned your camera off, so you may just want to try to rejoin the meeting.
But yeah, it's like can you hear me at all or no? Yeah, let me try explaining, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his signal was showing as red, so I think he just needs to refresh.
Yeah, cool. While we're waiting on Petrichor, Cora, what are you doing with your downtime? Well, actually, no, we had the scene with Cora. Eddie, what are you doing with your downtime? Then we'll get to Cora.
I'm stressed the fuck out. So I know the normal indulge vice blades mechanics. I know in this game has cut. I guess it's cut loose, and then you can cut loose with another party member.
Yeah, you specifically choose another player pilot to cut loose with.
You could take Cora.
You've already suffered.
Well, I'm the only option because the other two are doing their own project.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, well, it doesn't have to be,
it doesn't have to be linear.
Time. Yeah.
But you know what? It can be for the purposes of cutting loose. Because I wanted to cut loose with Eddie, and now I can't until I get more stress.
You two have a lot to cut loose about.
I mean, you could join, but not mechanically engage in the cutting loose if somebody else mechanically needs to dump stress. I guess where's everybody's stress at? You'll start with that.
The cutting loose only applies to you.
Yeah, it only the person taking the action cuts loose.
But the person you choose, you get to define another belief for. So if you take Cora, you get to define another belief for Cora, which at this point, with the way that we've interacted in character, might be beneficial to redefining what their relationship is.
Yeah. Mine right now says, "Look who knows so much. They have a lot to learn." That definitely is a dated perception, which doesn't fit anymore. So yeah, if that works, I'd love to do that. I don't remember what I even chose for my vice, or I guess is that still the right word in Beam Saber?
Seems right.
Yeah, there's no vice. Like cutting loose is something you're like free to do in any way you want.
Yeah, like I took Leopold shopping.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to finish that scene, or how you feeling?
Yeah, we can finish that scene now.
Because
Yeah, go
my
ahead.
thought was like, I think I said monstrosity, but I like the like, I don't want our home to become part of this machine is really dope in sci-fi. And then
Mhm.
also, I'm building something. I need to meet. I need to find the people that will be loyal. The people that want to fight for this.
Hmm. Loyalty. Loyalty is such an abstract thing. We had your mother and we had so many loyal things, loyal people surrounding us who were loyal until they weren't.
I don't need personal loyalty. I need the loyalty of someone to those who want to make our home a better place, this system a better place, make this war something that is part of the past. I'm tired of sitting back and waiting.
There's a pause. I never told your mother about this or you because it was dangerous, but I had cultivated contacts, you could say, among people of angry with the Empire.
Okay. Angry. Not just heretics, though.
Not heretics. They were they are, you could say they're pirates, is what the Empire calls them.
Pirates. Show me.
And I think that there's like a like how does it look to you as you receive this knowledge? Um like of where you can find them.
I think it is maybe like I described the AR as having lots of this like void AR has having like threads going everywhere. And I think the way that her glowing implants are kind of lights up one of the threads and I see it leading somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's maybe like some information, not a lot, but like the like a maybe just a face.
Take me to her, and maybe you can find the support you need. And She gives what you realize is a sad smile in that unrecognizable face. She was the only woman I loved as much as your mother.
Ooh.
And I think she flickers away. And I think though your eye is drawn in one of the market stalls to an implant that has just made its way here and is glowing under your eyes, and you recognize it as your mother's implant. How it made its way here, you don't know the specifics, but it's
Being
here.
sold?
Yeah, being sold.
Oh, hell yeah.
What implant is it?
Um, I think it's an eye,
Mhm.
and it looks kind of just like a gem, but like I know what it is.
Great.
So can I go buy that?
Yeah, you can go buy it. Like, that's fictionally, like, none of your characters have like money, but
Mhm.
like you're presumed to have money, like have spending money on you.
We
You
got
can buy it.
credits. We got
Yeah.
credits.
Like, yeah, but there's no like mechanical money, like unlike say Blades in the Dark, where each of you has your own stash of money.
Oh yeah, and also like Petrichor was like an administrator on this colony, so they probably have the currency they use there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'll go purchase that from the merchant.
You also went to this place with a thief, so you know.
Petrichor wouldn't steal.
Yeah, no, too high class.
Leopold just said, I have skills. Let me employ them.
How do you think I got these mismatched artificial eyes?
I think what Petrichor does, and I don't know how this works in fiction, because they also have artificial eyes, and there's this idea where you could just replace one.
Hmm.
But I think what they do is like bring the eye to their forehead, and like it's kind of like Misery using the Holy Stone and being able to phase through it. It's just kind of like pushes it, and they have this third eye now.
Great. Wonderful.
And so this is should we okay, yeah, I'll actually wait. But I feel like that's a great scene for that.
Hmm. Wonderful. So yeah, Eddie, did you have a thought about how you wanted to frame this cut loose scene?
Oh yeah, I got some thoughts. So Cricket, you can just let me know your thoughts here. My idea was my cutting loose would be I guess I have two downtime actions, or is that
We have
right?
3.
3. Okay. Well, my idea was to go kind of combine 2 downtime actions to do my downtime. My cutting loose is getting dirt on Swan, so like that I would have Cora. So it's kind of do an enhanced.
I feel like what to set you up is that if they let's say that they went and did, let's Petrichor and Leopold went on this mission. As soon as I came back, I was not feeling up to going with Petrichor. And now I know that you got that fake artifact from Phoenix, who just beat the crap out of me. So I'm coming to you and being like, so what is going on? Because this person is asking for our intel on Swan, and then that sets us up to potentially then maybe segue into.
I'm sorry, and I think I meant Phoenix, and either one would work. But my thought was
Either or,
I
yeah.
guess, what do I know everything that happened with you in Phoenix?
I feel like at this point that we are building trust between us, because you gave me the fake artifact under the presumption that I would be getting grilled by Swan, and then obviously that changed. But now I have confirmation of who that came from.
I guess when my project says break ties with Swan, though I never even started doing it, so I don't. It could sort of be get dirt on Swan, or I haven't even begun that project, so it can be whatever. But yeah, my thought was a combined. I could just kind of combining the two actions together. I both, I'm cutting loose by working with Cora against Phoenix was my thought, and I kind of have some.
What I will say about cutting loose too much is if you overindulge, then that can lead to negative consequences. So
Yeah, what I mean, I have 8 stress. So what I was picturing is doing 1 roll for the project and 1 roll for my stress.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so I narratively, and please chime in if any of this doesn't fit for you, but I'm picturing sitting down at a terminal and maybe pulling out some hacking modules that don't usually get pulled out, especially in front of other people, and that it's in a very ham-fisted metaphor that Eddie will be physically, visibly vulnerable while being emotionally vulnerable. That Eddie will basically, like we've seen him, like get the nosebleed from the thing from the first episode, and so like that he is going to put himself at risk, and like really just so like maybe somehow like his body will be, or his brain will be very exposed as part of this hacking project, but he's so I'd say like infuriated by what he heard about Phoenix, and that Phoenix is putting pressure on other people in this squad, or that it's, I don't know if it just gets cold, like a cold fury that doesn't really express, but he's just now to that point where like it's worth really risking his own to like get back at Phoenix. And so basically I don't like, I pictured like maybe like pulling wires out and like connecting them with Cora somehow, that both, yeah, again a ham-fisted metaphor, but I guess kind of picture Eddie kind of looking at, maybe explaining the process to Cora, and but saying maybe I do this with you. This is not a big deal. This is everything. I trust you with this. You will know how to hurt me. I do this with no one. This is everything that I do this with you. So like just conveying for him that something has switched.
I mean, to be fair, we're both the secret keepers. So I think that's the ship name of our friendship, is we are the secret keepers. So
yeah, and I'm kind of like conveying like part of it, I think of like our theoretical audience, give it like not having it be too sudden that their relationship is changing, that kind of giving nice cues to saying like why their relationship is changing, and like the that their interests are aligning in a new way, and that they're building trust organically over, here's me with it again, super talking out loud of how what's annoying in a story when a change happens too quickly or without good backfilling of why that change is happening. So I feel like it's justified. There's a big change.
So if you're wanting to go after Phoenix, that's a different long-term project, right?
Right. Yeah. I've written break ties with Phoenix on my sheet without beginning that project. So either Swan or Phoenix, I guess I'm picturing.
I think that we now know Phoenix is coming for Swan. We also know Swan's pretty incompetent, as Phoenix also reiterated. I think the bigger enemy and our common enemy at this point is now Phoenix.
Yep.
So that might be the better target.
Especially what you just went through, that Eddie's incensed about, and Eddie takes it as a personal attack. Eddie has there's definitely some art imitating life right here, but Eddie has this broken mafioso mentality of like, you hurt one of mine, you put one of mine in the hospital, I put one of yours in the morgue. Like he, in a childish, doesn't, his protectionism of Cora is very personal. Like, someone has sensed weakness and opportunity in hurting people around me. I have to hurt them so badly that they will never, and again, not terribly functional or maybe wise, but that's just kind of how Eddie thinks. So yeah, if that works with you, like, so my plan was to roll once for the cutting loose, once for the and I don't know how, if I don't know if yeah, if we can't both work on the same project.
I'm working on a different project.
Okay, yeah. So, and I don't know how I would phrase this, like getting dirt on Phoenix, or Phoenix has a freaking I guess the project I was working on was disable head bomb, which I only have 2 left. So with Phoenix, so yeah, I can start a new project, or this could be this. I guess I could do that. Disable the head bomb is this one, so that I'm free and clear to really go after Phoenix.
Yeah,
full
that
bore.
might be the choice. Is Eddie gonna then explain why he feels indebted to Phoenix and why that he was put in that situation last mission?
Yeah, I feel like obviously Cora has a lot of my understanding is Cora has there's a lot that Eddie doesn't know about Cora, and vice versa at the moment. And so whether, I think like this is definitely an advance towards opening up, but there's still a lot left behind the scenes. So I think giving some at least feeling that like there is a very personal enmity between Eddie and that Eddie feels towards Phoenix, without necessarily all the details about it, but that, and hearing Cora describe what happened with Phoenix, he's just so livid that he kind of just immediately dives into this and is delighted to have Cora kind of supervise his dangerous hacking process.
Sure.
I guess maybe thinking about being physically vulnerable, that having Cora help and not help, but just be there while he's doing the final part of disabling.
Can I assist? Can I assist in a long-term project? I guess I can, right?
You can.
And we could say, because when I helped Leopold, that Cora's used to handling like finicky technology. Like she's got more finesse with finicky things, maybe that she can assist with the head bomb project then, if he's disclosing that to Cora.
Yeah. But yeah, if that makes sense. Maybe so I was going to do the cutting loose, disable the head bomb, and then I may need to cut loose again if I get a really crappy roll, or if I'm hoping I'll have another project free that I can do something to go after Phoenix, hopefully free and clear.
Okay, well let's focus on what's the first action you're taking here.
I mean, I'll do the stress. Because I'm going to be pretty weak on the next mission if I don't get rid of some of this. So I guess
basically, let's frame the cutting loose portion as them having the conversation about the debriefing, what happened, and then Eddie opening up to release the stress that's built up over Phoenix by explaining the head bomb situation and everything that's going on, and he's really opening up to Cora, and that's the cutting loose.
Could we hear a little bit of that? Could we see a little bit of that?
And I saw you being taken away with Mr. Taserface, so maybe I'm eagerly waiting for you to get released. And I guess you're hungry at a minimum, and it took quite a lot. I get literally a traumatizing process. So maybe if seeing you come back, and you can describe kind of how you look coming back, but I just get a look of like how much that cost, and like what the fuck did they do? Like just
I just think Cora, it was only level 1 hunger, so it's not like it was terrible, but definitely just looking disheveled and annoyed. I think more so than pissed off, but definitely just a very stern look on her face, just frustrated. And I think she waits until Petrichor and Leopold leave before addressing Eddie and being like, you need to explain to me what the hell you've gotten yourself into, because I don't know what the stakes are in this situation, but this person is obviously the person that gave you that artifact. They destroyed it. They told me not to mess with them. They employed violence on me when there wasn't really, from my perspective, a need to. So,
Yeah, without giving every single piece of information, to say, that this 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 phoenix, this 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 goddamn Suka, she this has gone too far, and she thinks she can just push us around like we are all little puppets on her strings. And this is going to stop. This is going to stop. Or I swear. I guess what does Eddie swear on? I don't know. Some an obscure space Orthodox saint. That I'm going to get that Suka and pay her back. God damn it, I will pay her back. Yeah, and I mean, and I guess the last time I saw Cora, she did not have that trauma. So like, so I presumably at some sense can sense like this is whatever happened caused some change. But yeah, and I guess I want to get like Cora feeling okay. I picture Eddie, some of the conversation, this is pulling from the random ass details that I know, but like drinking vodka and pickle juice in alternate.
and
come
where are
on,
you?
give
Where are
me a
you?
pickleback.
Yeah,
Give
where are
me a
you?
pickleback.
I'm just curious. Where are you doing this as well? Because like based on, I mean, you're definitely not going to overindulge here because you are.
I
all the stress.
definitely
Yeah.
think that we're up in our little communication tower thing, which is like probably Eddie's little mainstay, like where he hangs out. And he probably has a little mini bar that he's fashioned up there so that when he's hacking into stuff, he can have a drink if he gets a migraine.
So it's not like not a bar, like nothing is refrigerated.
No,
It is
yeah.
inside of a nondescript, shitty looking crate.
Oh,
is
yeah.
a safe, which Eddie keys in and opens, and inside of that there is a blood recognizing optical thing, and inside of that is bottles of vodka and pickle juice.
Yep.
like to the audience, they're expecting like some incredibly valuable, like what the hell is behind all these layers of security, and Eddie's most secure possessions are vodka and pickle juice. So yeah, I pull those out and like, first we take care of the head, then we take care of business.
The head.
Yes, where I come from, when feelings get to be too much, we drink them away and then we do business.
Okay. All right.
So I know they're around here. People have these fancy cocktails with the this and the that, and they add a drip of that. Where I come from, much simpler. You take sip of this, then sip of that, then sip of this to wash that down, then sip of that to wash that down, and and then of course Eddie demonstrates.
All right.
Uh,
Picklebacks. Come on, picklebacks.
Okay, so you get dice equal to how many ticks you have on your connection clock with
Cora,
which is one right now. You can
Okay.
also spend personnel if you want to give you extra dice or to mark off extra stress after you make the roll.
It'd be like what is it beforehand? Is
1d6, and you'd remove how much stress you roll. You remove the number of stress you roll.
If I spend it after, is it just one extra stress per?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so maybe how much? I guess I don't know how much I have for personnel. Sorry.
We have 1 personnel and like 3 floating supply left still.
Yeah, it's a pretty limited resource. I guess I'm gonna just do I guess I'll just roll the one die, and if I need
Just
to, I might
see.
use a second action to roll it again, if that works. So start with just one.
Yeah.
I'm happy to use a downtime action to get personnel.
Yeah, I got a 6 on the roll, so
Oh, nice. Good.
As good as it gets.
yeah. So I have 2 stress left.
So Eddie's feeling his picklebacks. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I think more feeling like he is an ally to, like you might have paranoid written down in your sheet, but Eddie definitely feels him against the world oftentimes, and
Mhm.
Your paranoia endears you to Eddie.
it's like finally.
Well, our
understand.
paranoia is from the same source, so fair enough.
I guess, and how would I add an extra
You could
connection?
Oh, so you just go to your character sheet, and where under Cora's name where you have the belief, you just add another belief.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no,
you add like another X. Like there are some X's next to each belief.
I mean, do I get one automatically for having cut loose with?
Yes,
Mhm,
that's
yes.
what happens. When
Oh,
you cut loose with someone, you get an extra tick on their clock. And you write a new belief about them next to the new tick.
I don't have a great title for this, but just as a placeholder, I'm going to say we will crush our enemies and see them driven before us. Enemies, and I'm not going to write Lamentations of the Women because that's disgusting. But see them driven before us. See them driven before us. And I feel like the first one doesn't apply. I almost want to rewrite that one, which I mean, I'm assuming it's organic. That is the beliefs
Well,
change.
so what happens is when you fill up your beliefs, then we start over. So
Okay.
I just leave it,
Sure.
and we just keep building the beliefs until we get
Yeah,
to a
because you'll
different
get to
point.
actually also ask a question about one of the beliefs you've written, but they
Okay.
have to answer honestly
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
when you
Cool,
fill
cool.
the clock.
Awesome. So then I guess then I don't know, half drunk, we try to disable the head bomb.
Sure.
Can't see that going badly at all. So I guess I roll I can't, I guess I rolled resolve for my interface the first time I worked on it, but I don't know if that makes sense this
Well,
time.
now
But
it seems like the first time you were researching,
oh, okay.
like this time you'd actually be working on it, right?
Yeah. Maybe engineer or build or tinker with an
Yeah,
object.
I think it would be engineer.
Yeah. I don't see any other ones that seem. But so I have one die in engineer, and if you're able to help, I get a second die with it. But
I don't think I have to spend stress to help, right? I'm just
in downtime,
yeah. So I think you just get an extra die for me being there and
being there.
assisting.
Sweet. All right.
I'll also note that your connection clocks, improving the connection clocks with other pilots, also when you assist them, unlike Blades in the Dark, each tick means that an assist can do a couple different things. Like, so if you have once you have 2 ticks, you actually get to give the person you're assisting 2 benefits when you assist them.
Oh, okay.
So I would roll 3 dice.
Like, well, for example, like if you were to help Cora, you get to pick 2 from this list instead of
so
just 1.
if I were to help Leopold, because I have 2 beliefs for Leopold, but me helping you, I only have the 1 belief right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only help you 1 right now, but
Okay.
moving forward, you can help me twice.
Sweet. So I guess I rolled the 2 dice. I got a 3 and a 6 for the head bomb project.
Cool. Yeah, that fills it up. Why don't you describe for us what it looks like as you remove this head bomb from your head? Is Cora there helping?
Oh yeah, I've definitely got like my tools, and I'm just kind of like how I was helping Leopold with his his little lens. I'm just kind of.
Is this just like taking place in the mech bay?
Oh yeah. So like Eddie's probably like just trying to disable like the actual like software of it while I'm just like trying to like lock pick it to get it off.
I picture me in like a, something like a improvised massage chair where my face is free, and I have a laptop beneath that I'm like tapping on, and then maybe Cora looking around for something to sanitize stuff with. I'm like, we're drinking vodka. Trust me, that will just dunk it in there.
Okay. Just
And
grabbing like a dirty rag and dunking it in the vodka. Just,
yeah, or like
here we go.
the scalpel or tongs
Yeah.
or whatever you're
Yeah.
using.
It's fine. We're fine.
And then like maybe I grab it.
What
after
is pickle
closing.
juice but vinegar? We can cleanse with vinegar. It's all good.
And yeah, without getting too graphic, I picture the head bomb like, attachment points that go deep into the spine, and like something suitably disgusting as the thing is pulled out, whatever Matrix-esque, the stomach bug or whatever, just something disgusting. And then I don't know, Cor, if you want something dramatic, you now have a bomb in your hand. I guess we don't want. I guess does Phoenix?
I think you should put this in your. I think you should put this in your safe, and we should hold on to this, and maybe we should reactivate it at a later date for someone else to deal with.
Break ties with that clock, like fictionally, what you're doing there is that she'll break if you break ties with her, she will not immediately retaliate in some way. Like if you want to break ties before in a dramatic way, we'll see what happens.
Well,
I feel like we should stash this head bomb somewhere in her office.
Oh, absolutely. We're putting it in your safe for now, but we're definitely utilizing this head bomb now that we've disabled it, because we can just reactivate it and employ it for our own means.
Love it. Yeah.
Swan.
I can
we're not blowing up Swan. We need Swan right now because they're in opposition with each other.
Oh, no. I didn't say blow up Swan. I said put it in Swan. And then we have leverage. And also, I'm surprised at the idea that Eddie would, Phoenix doesn't know that this bomb is out. Let her continue believing it's in.
Yeah, well, that's to like put it in Phoenix's office, like in her desk somewhere, and then she gets so furious she activates it and blows herself up, would feel dramatically appropriate. But I love this, and I could go on this for another hour, but I feel like I accomplished my desperate dramatic desire for Eddie here. So if others got ideas they want to jump into.
Yeah, awesome. I wanted to switch over. Leopold, what was your first downtime action do you want to be? And then we'll take a second break.
So there doesn't seem like there's any kind of downtime action where I can build up our personnel stock.
That is I forget the name of it. Because there's
Is it collect? Because that's not necessarily material, right?
Yeah, it's either material or personnel.
Oh, so that's what supply points are, is they are
supply points get divided into are like they are the Heidegger's cat of material or personnel.
Mm-hmm.
They're unassigned. And you still have 3 floating supply that you haven't assigned to either.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think... So we don't know who our sponsor's faction is yet, and I don't know if... I think that Leopold... I'm trying to think of what makes sense. So we're near Strides, and yeah, Leopold wants to, as I said, he's interested in finding a way out and wants to find, find the people that he would. So I think he's going to be doing some schmoozing on his own, or, not necessarily on his own as in Petrichor's not invited, but more like, pursuing his own goals out here, and yeah, so actually that's what it is, Leopold hearing
what
if
you just rob people?
No, we're not doing that yet. I mean,
collecting is a little bit, depending on how you're doing it, can be just robbing people.
So yeah, but it
And
doesn't necessarily sound like we need to do or that I need to do a collect, and so I was going to shift to something else since we have 3 unassigned supply points,
I
and then also some personnel and material already.
Who are you wanting to schmooze?
So I was thinking about looking at strides, at someone neutral, so that
Well,
we can.
schmooze is factions. It's not
Yeah.
squads.
Yep.
So
Oh,
the neutral
okay.
isn't a faction. It has squads who are not associated with factions. So it would either be with your patron, the heretics, the empire, or the faithful. You'd be reaching out to one of them. And
Oh,
improving your
okay.
standing with any of them is helpful
Yeah.
because it mostly for entanglements, and with your own faction, it improves your other stuff as well.
I mean, as a neutral place, there could conceivably be any parties
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
What if we just go schmooze some priests at the bar?
So
Come
that's the thing is I don't know.
on.
I don't feel like he wants out and has been burned by every authority. So I don't feel like that's who he would want to schmooze necessarily. So yeah, you're right. Let's just go rob some people, and let's go build that supply. So let's see.
Well,
We are in a neutral area. I am
You
filled.
can choose where are you going to collect, because you can go to any of the regions to collect.
Yeah. Petrichor, you said that you want to protect your land from the machine. Um, what is it that you want to save?
I'm not protecting the land,
Or
as much
I
as
meant your nation,
the
your people.
people.
Yeah.
Um, I want to save a way of life that does not have someone's fist wrapped around its throat.
You're from the Empire, right?
Yeah. Um,
Whose fist is around, it's easy to blame the heretics, but I'm from the
I
Empire too. I
I blame
know.
wait, what's the name of them? Factions. The Triumph, right? Is
Who are
that
the,
the
sorry, out of character, who are the Triumph?
What are you what about the Triumph?
I'm basically like I like would say rather because I'm not blaming the heretics, I'm blaming like the
Yeah, the Triumph of
I mean
Virtue is the flagship of the Empire in the region.
Okay. All right.
who's like a leader of the empire? Like who's the emperor?
The Emperor is not like this is like
We're not robbing the
yeah, the
Emperor.
Emperor isn't
Leopold's
out
not
here.
insane.
Like the closest thing to the Emperor is the Emperor's representative, Duke Morante, but he has kind of he's kind of like technically in charge, but the Triumph of Virtue is who's in charge.
All right.
I think so. I think what Petrichor would say is like the Council of Dukes, the bishop, that whichever heretic wants to take over when they get in here. Is it Aya, right? Or
You're still thinking like a noble, Petrichor. We're not going, we go after the most powerful of them. We can't go where they're hard, where they're strongest. They'll crush us that way. But there are places that they're not looking, that they're not thinking about. Let's hit them when they're at their leisure. Let's take them for all they've got, and let's keep it for ourselves. If they don't have the money, they don't have the power to put a fist around the necks of your people, of just the people.
Yeah, and to clarify, Collect, you're not going to be attacking any of the squad's holdings directly because that would be an
Oh yeah, no, I'm
actual,
talking about
like,
robbing some
job.
people. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
attacking anything. I am, let's let's go.
This would largely be targeting like civilians.
Yeah, but civilians who
I
are
was,
working for the Empire.
Yeah.
So not really civilians. They're just the quote unquote peaceful wing of of imperialism, and fuck that.
Collaborators.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I just wanted to
I
clarify
was
what Collect is as an action.
Yeah, no, I
was thinking
understand.
we would maybe this is local populace, but like what about like some like pleasure yachts?
Sure, that makes sense as local populace.
And maybe that's like we are leaving the colony and we're heading back. And we were talking about this on the way back, and like we're coming. What's the name of the bar slash roaming satellite thing?
The
Rolling Rock or
yeah,
whatever.
the rolling. I have it right
Rolling
here.
River?
The Rolling Devil.
The Rolling Devil. We're like flying past it. I like told Leopold I wanted to get a drink on the way back. And like as we're approaching it, we see like this very streamlined, literally golden like ship docked with it. And it just is like Petrichor just like open hand points at it basically. It's like, well, we can do this.
All right. So
Uh,
Petrichor, does Petrichor actually want to come with me on this, or like is Petrichor just providing the intel and trusting that Leopold will try to keep bloodshed to a minimum?
I think Petrichor specifically wants to come with you so that bloodshed is kept to a minimum. It's like we can just rob them and not kill them.
Yeah. To be clear, Leopold's not bloodthirsty, but just goal oriented.
But yeah, I would
So,
definitely, I would like literally help and like.
okay, cool. Yeah. So, is this something you've done before?
We had ways of getting things we didn't have on the colony.
But what inspired you to do that? Was it survival or just your wants?
I did not enjoy seeing groups of people starving because it was impossible to grow anything on Round Rock. So I went and I found someone that was hoarding supplies, hoarding food, hoarding rations, and I relieved them of it.
All right, Robin Hood. Let's go. Yeah, that, he's not going to admit it, but, Leopold respects that.
And it's like I feel like it's a thing where like Petrichor is like individually rich, so like was always able to like they still had money and like stuff, so they're always able to buy enough stuff for themselves,
Yeah.
but like can't feed like a large group of people.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's go rob this pleasure barge. So mechanically, what am I doing here?
You're collecting in the ducal estates, I guess, and so you're gonna get 4 dice, plus 1, I guess, for Petrichor's helping. You'll
So
get
that's 5
supply
die.
points. Yep, but if any come up a 1, you're gonna hit an entanglement.
Okay.
But otherwise, like you're gonna possibly get a bunch of resources here.
Sweet.
Oh, no ones.
Yay.
Good work. And you get
Beautiful.
6 supply. Like what
Sweet.
how do you get out of this scot-free?
Um So I feel like I haven't got the advancement yet. But I feel like I will get it as part of this, or like, but I have this idea where I want to take what is it called? Broadcast, where like if you push yourself, you can use your mind to instill powerful undirected motion on others, paralyze per person with your mind or voice. And it's like literally like the voice from Dune.
Okay. Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like,
Sounds.
we come in, it's mostly like they have like a couple armed guards, and like maybe Leopold's about to shoot. Like they draw weapons, and Leopold's like, all right, we gotta do this. And then Patrick is just like says, stop. And the guards stop.
I just changed one part of that framing, because again, Leopold only uses violence because he has to, and is
Yeah.
the infiltrator. And with a 6, there's no reason for us to have been
Mhm.
caught at all. So more, it's so just a slight shifting of just yeah, that Leopold was ready to show you how to crawl and skulk and do
Mhm.
the shit that the underclass has to do. But, a fancy magic man can do things a little differently. Or, sorry, non-binary individual can do things differently.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I didn't mean to also say what your character did too.
No problem, no problem. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, just a slightly reframing, but I do like the idea and look forward to seeing you,
Actually, I do like
earn
your
that.
idea where it's like we just literally take it and they don't even know yet.
Yeah, and so yeah, because that's what I was, that was what I was thinking is, yeah, just this is a chance for Leopold to, for Leopold to show you what it's like to be, or what skills are developed when you live on the total underclass of society, and just how invisible we are. There isn't violence necessary when it comes to to these people because they just don't see us. They choose not to, and we can take everything from them because of it.
Hashtag Cassie and Andor.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so Cora, it's to you for a
Yes.
downtime. What do you want to do?
Okay. Well,
Oh, and I saw
I-
that you wanted to do a quick scene with Ismet to establish them becoming our sponsor.
yes, I wanted to do that so that I can also potentially talk to them about Phoenix. Since they are a defensive lawyer, they might be able to help me kind of cover my back here a little bit as well. And I feel like potentially that springboards into like them offering to have my back, but then also me knowing that I have to pay them back by running some jobs for them, which might not be so fun.
Uh okay, we can definitely do that.
And I don't know if that requires me schmoozing, which that's fine if I need to take that as an action and then I can just double up like Eddie did and do another action.
Well, schmoozing is targeting a faction. So
Yeah,
like
and I don't know Ismat's faction. That's why I wasn't so sure if that was a schmooze.
that's just it could just be a color scene. Like you can always
Okay.
just do free role
Yeah, that's
playing
fine.
and
That's
color
that's what I
scenes.
thought, but I wasn't sure if I
Yeah.
needed to frame it as something else. But yeah, that's fine. So what I imagine is, hold on one second, because my dog is crying at my door. Give me 1 second. Okay. So what I imagine happening is after the situation with Eddie, where I realize like Phoenix is more than just someone that's gonna tase me and throw me in holding for a few days, but they've implanted a head bomb in somebody that I'm because I'm also paranoid. I'm now worried about the safety of my crew. So I'm reaching out to ISMAP and saying, hey, there's a lot going on that I'm not too comfortable with. I'm also not super familiar with who this Phoenix Song person is, but they're obviously a threat and I need some kind of protection.
Well, I mean, you see, dear, the problem is that you're working with people that have a cause. That's not a good way to make money or a reputation.
I mean, that's fair, and I agree with you. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, but if there's any way that you can maybe help get this back on track for me, because this is getting way out of hand.
She scrolls through her feed. Well, or they, sorry, they. I forget.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. They scroll through their feed, and well, of course, if you're really looking to try to find some work not necessarily connected to the heretics, I do have always lines on sponsors looking to hire on a skilled squad such as your own.
Yeah. And you know that I'm only here by contract and not by necessarily desire. So I'm fine with that. I don't know if everyone in my crew is on board, but I can probably get them on board.
Just try not to have your just if Phoenix does kill you, I know her reputation. Try to make certain that your face stays unexploded. It would really ruin any publicity photos of your death I have planned.
Okay. I mean, I can't guarantee that.
But you can try.
I'll make you a deal. I'll try my best if you try your best to keep her from exploding me. That would be great.
Of course. Have I ever given you the impression that I have anything less than your than your perfect health and reputation?
I
in my
understand
interests?
I understand that's a yes or no question, but I'm going to plead the fifth. As you would say, you would probably coach me to say plead the fifth. I'm going to plead the fifth on that. And we're going to move forward and we're just going to say that we're going to both have each other's backs, right?
Of course.
I mean, you
I
are my
I value
counsel.
the interests of all my clients.
Of course, you are my counsel. So I would think, hopefully, keeping me alive keeps your pockets lined. So, you have people you can contact. You can take care of this.
Of course I can. And as long as we keep serving each other's interests, I see no
Absolutely.
reason to make certain I have every reason to make certain that you and your squad stay in the
Gainfully
fight.
employed.
Yes, gainfully employed.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. Because I don't personally think that a head bomb would be a cute look for me. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. You probably don't want that either, because then I won't have a face. So
I know, but maybe we could work that into a storyline for you. Maybe not a head bomb, but maybe some sort of poison.
I think me dying for a storyline.
Not you
Not-
dying,
not-
just you know, just something that threatens your life.
I've already been through that once, as you know. And I don't think you want to put me in that situation again.
It did.
How
it
many-
did
wait,
bump
how-
up your
wait.
numbers.
How many people died during the course of that show? Not me.
Mhm.
Probably keep that in mind because I am resourceful AF.
Of course. That's why I enjoy working with you.
All right. Well, like I said, do your best to keep me from dying, and you shouldn't have to worry about me.
Cool. Yeah, I think unless there's anything like
Nope,
more you
that's
wanted
good.
from there.
Nope, that's good.
What's your first downtime action, Cora?
My first downtime action is to pull on Eddie's heartstrings since I just saved his life from a head bomb. And I'm going to ask him if he can help me hack into a dead AR implant. That's a long-term project.
Number 1, yes. Number 2, awesome. Number 3, tell me more.
I don't want to get into the details of why I need you to find this implant.
Forget I asked. I don't even care. I just want to do this.
So,
And I owe you, but I just want
So
to
what
do this
is this
anyway.
AR implant that you have?
this AR implant, it belongs to someone named Bronwyn Elaridon. If you catch, there's a similar last name. I don't know. That belonged to my father that is no longer with us, but I would really like whatever information that implant may or may not possess.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just out of curiosity, where did you get this implant?
So the way that I perceive this, and I guess this is up to everyone else to determine, but the way I'm seeing it is that the Empire, the reason that they look down on the heretics for the use of Holy Stone in these implants is because they believe that only like the anointed or like the religious should be able to have access to Holy Stone in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is an Empire implant. This is something that's different than what we're getting access to amongst the heretics. And so I want this because out of character to give the information, my mother killed my father, and this is my father's implant, and I want to find, because now I understand, which I think Corey didn't know before. I want to now I understand that you can access dead AR or like something that's offline because I watched Petrichor do it in the last mission. So story wise, I think Cora is wanting to try and get this information now because they realize that that's an option to incriminate their mother in the death of their father, because plot twist, their mother is the CEO for Axiom Entertainment that got them on that show to begin with. And there's a whole other backstory about that and why that happened that we'll get into at another time. But right now, she is focused on getting this information if it's at all possible.
Okay. Sure. I'd say this is like a 6 tick clock.
That's fine. Because it's going to take a lot to find this implant. I'm sure she's hidden it very well.
Okay, so you don't have it. You want to find it.
I want to find and access it by any means necessary.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's a 6 tick clock to locate it, to actually get it.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to work on. So let's see. Now, with that being said, if I'm locating, would that be survey? Would that be
what is the action you're doing? Like, it depends what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can take Rook's Gambit and take 2 stress to roll my best action and justify adapting my skills to the use.
Okay, but like still fictionally, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So it may be interface, which if I flavor it as potentially like hunt because I'm tracking the target, which is but I could also do survey in that I observed Petrichor using their abilities to access the AR. Either way, they're both 2, so it's a 2 roll either way. I don't know what makes better sense as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
but before we actually do the mechanical stuff,
Right,
what I want to
right.
know is what fictionally are you doing, and then we
Yeah.
can get into using these
So,
mechanics.
like I'm working with Eddie, and I'm assuming, like I said, potentially using what I saw Petrichor doing, and not necessarily knowing the exact methods that they used, but knowing that there's a way to hack into it. So I'm probably just like going in and pressing a bunch of buttons, and Eddie's kind of telling me, no, don't press that, no, don't press that, like guiding me in doing this. Just so that we can try and find like a record of like maybe the hospital where my father was taken when he died, or the morgue, or like find some record of it so that we can get the information to locate that AR implant.
Okay.
And
You know,
just to
like a
verify-
serial number or something that would give us a way to somehow link into it and reactivate it to ping it.
Okay.
So because I have two ticks with my relationship with Cora, I can spend 2 stress to give Cora 2 dice.
No, that's on a regular action. On downtime, you can just take part and you automatically give a die.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can't give 2 dice regardless of the.
Yeah, you couldn't give 2 dice regardless, even if we were doing a regular action. You could pick
Okay.
2 different things.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so you can give one +1 improved effect, improved
I'm
position,
sorry, yeah, that's the list. Got it.
the
Yeah.
level 3 harm, and the
And that's on like mission actions. This is
Yeah.
this is downtime where you can just take part and you give a die.
Got it.
So then if I'm using my survey as what I observed Petrichor doing, and just kind of trying to emulate that with Eddie's guidance, is I guess how I'm flavoring that, if that makes sense.
And I mean, you could just use survey here. Survey makes sense as an action to use because it's
Fair.
predicting outcomes.
I don't mind also taking the 2 stress to like I said, justify the survey being used as interface. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because that's like, I mean, that's fine. And then I
Sure.
can cut loose. So, and I want to cut loose with Eddie. That was like my whole thing going in, and then I cleared all
Okay.
my stress. So I'll take 2 stress, and hopefully not overindulge. We'll see what happens. This has
Okay.
been a rough downtime for me. Let's go. Oh, I got a 6. And that was with Eddie's help because that was my 3rd die was a 6. So
So you mark 3 ticks on the clock.
okay.
Flavor with our earlier scene that like when Eddie's getting down to something really serious. I don't know if anybody's seen this, is an obscure movie, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story with Jason Lee from like 20 years ago. Anyway, there's a great moment where he's getting ready to fight and he like he like as he balls up his hands and like each knuckle pops individually. So like I picture Eddie doing that when he's doing something like really intense and serious. So as soon as Cora like asks Eddie, like as he asks those like clarifying questions, he was like doing that immediately, like to show like he's already in the process of acquiescing and diving in to help. Anyway, little.
I also
flavor.
feel like there's probably some moment of like Eddie slapping Cora's hands away from buttons that she should not be touching.
the
Like,
SNL character.
get away from there. No, not that. Don't pull that lever.
The
Don't
SNL,
pull the lever, Kronk. Don't.
The SNL IT guy that's like, here, we'll just press the control alt delete, move, and he just like shoves the person aside and like starts doing it. Yeah, Eddie, that'd be Eddie's style. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I think that you're gathering data that you're able to collate some data about potential morgues that your father's remains would be at. With that 6, and you're kind of halfway there, like you mark it halfway there, really.
Mhm.
I think that the thing that is immediately interesting that you come across is there are pings for your father's implant from all over the local system. Like it isn't being held in like a fixed place.
I imagine not. Yeah, because a stronghold would be way too easy to gain access to. So that makes sense.
Cool. So let's switch over then to Petrichor. What are you doing with your second downtime action?
I want to cut loose with Leopold. And I actually feel like this is stopping at the Rolling Devil and just getting drinks. And also like part of the cut loose, I feel like is like literally heist. Like that was just something to do, something for Petrichor to kind of feel like they're doing something. And I'm gonna game this a little bit. Well, actually, maybe we can do scene because I want to see. I don't know if like I want to take some stress, Leopold, and like that requires having a personal moment.
Is that
A move?
That's my move. Carry that weight.
Because cutting loose would get rid of your stress.
Well, so my intent is to purposefully, wait, actually, yeah, purposely overindulge to go AWOL. But I actually don't realize I could just not show up. But I don't really know
You could purposely go
the
AWOL and just like take two cut loose actions to see if and try to like
Purposely overindulge.
yeah, purposefully overindulge. Like there would still be a benefit to it because you'd get more ticks on your companion's
Yeah, I was gonna say
beliefs
you can
clock.
you can cut loose with Leopold and also cut loose with myself or Eddie, and then that way you get 2 beliefs when you come back in, and you overindulge to get you AWOL for
Yeah.
the next mission.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of it backwards. I wouldn't overindulge and make it harder to overindulge.
Yeah, that's why I was confused about.
Actually, what I can do is if I want to do that, if I only get a 1, I can take all of Leopold's stress and then Scar out. I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like it's just us getting drinks at the cantina of Rolling Devil after doing this heist. So it was like an experience to have together.
Do you insist on going to one of the underclass bars or one of the upper class bars? How you feeling
I
after
mean,
our heist?
I don't even think that this Rolling Devil has an upper class bar, right? Oh no, wait, because Cora took Swan somewhere fancy,
I
right?
don't think it was
So they
that
would
fancy
have
of a
to.
bar.
It
was
was
just
not. It's
Cora
no.
made it fancy.
It was an Applebee's.
Cora made it fancy with their presence.
With Tasneem's presence.
Yeah, and Tassim's.
She brought
yeah,
all the
let's
fancy
go to
decor and the clothing.
let's go to a seedy place. I think it'd be fun.
I mean, the Rolling Devil is seedy. That's the vibe. It's the
Yeah.
only bar in the area that just rolls around to different locations to sell booze.
So we go there, kind of celebrate this victory in a way. I think, yeah, talking more about like, I don't know if I actually want to like play a scene, but just like Petrichor like admitting to Leopold that like, yeah, they need to make some calculated decisions if they're gonna pursue what they want.
It's
And
good
then
to
like
hear you
post
say
Ghost
this.
Mom just getting drunk, literally. What?
I said, it's good to hear you say this. I was worried. Now there's only one member of our team that I'm worried is going to die on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
You seemed suicidally committed to pacifism, so I'm glad to hear that these experiences have brought you back to reality. I agree with you, Petrichor. We shouldn't kill everybody, but we can't take extreme measures off the table.
It's like, well, I guess here's to that. And Petrichor pours the pickle juice and vodka into Leo's cup. Space
Nice.
pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll one die.
Do we need to change our squad name to Pickleback Squad?
Is it going?
It did, yeah.
Oh,
You got a
cool.
6.
Yeah, so I guess I'll take that.
Okay. So you clear it and you add a tick to your connection clock with Leopold. And you write a new belief
Cool.
you have about them.
Cool.
Leopold, what's the next downtime action you're taking?
So let's see. I did some thieving. I guess let's work on that. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I probably need to see a doctor. Sorry, let me double check that. Oh
need to
no,
see
I need to see a mech doctor.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so yeah.
And
well,
that repair clock should be empty.
oh, it should?
Yeah, whenever you take like that's why if it's empty, like you might as well just leave the repair like if you have no damage, you might as well just leave the repair clock empty because the moment you take damage, the repair clock empties.
Oh, well no, but I think that repair because I didn't have my mech in the last session.
Oh right,
So
no,
that
right.
was
You haven't taken any damage.
Yeah, I didn't finish that.
That's an
Yeah.
old thing. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm. Yeah, so I guess I would pour as one if not both of my downtime actions into that if need be. But actually we've got tons of money, so I'm just
Yeah, and you need to spend some of that down. So
yeah. So yeah, I guess I will I am just lavishing care on my broken limbed mech to try to
yeah.
get it repaired.
And with fix, you roll engineer or have an appropriate cohort roll their quality.
An appropriate cohort.
And you mark 2 stress unless you have the workshop upgrade.
Which we do not, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. Well, does anyone Eddie, buddy. You seem engineer-ish.
I've been wanting to say I feel like Petrichor isn't pacifist. Petrichor is now pacifish.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, and the pilot and anyone you can use any pilot's engineer is if they're helping, but you're still the one doing the downtime. I assume
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
that
yeah.
like the other pilot is like giving some pointers, but you're the one doing the hard work, the manual labor of
Yeah.
I've won an engineer and am delighted to be helpful if I can be helpful.
Yeah. Although it looks like Petrichor also does. I mean, I guess we are. Nah. Let's see. Petrichor, do you still plan to do another downtime action?
I did 2 already.
Or you did both of them? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're off the board now.
well, 3.
And
There are 3 total.
We all have 3.
yeah, we all have 3. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, I
So were you
Yeah,
planning?
that's why I was saying you could you could cut loose again because you're guaranteed to overindulge, and
Yeah.
then you can mark a belief for another pilot on the
Oh,
crew.
I forgot there is the benefit to it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to.
Yeah, that's what I was
say. You
gonna
could
do.
do that. Yeah.
So
Um,
who would be your next person that you're gonna over, to?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's go hop over to Leopold and Eddie, and maybe then you can go get shit-faced with Eddie after that.
I'm here for all of your vodka needs. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So what we see is, the last scene that we saw was, Leopold and Petrichor at the bar, and the camera closes in on a bottle of real shit rot gut liquor that gets pulled from behind the bar when the bartender is not looking. And what next we see is Leopold framed at Eddie's door with the bottle in hand. Eddie, I need your help.
Maybe even the bartender's like screaming at somebody like, wait, you delivered this horrible brand? Remember it poisoned like 3 of our customers last week? Throw this in the trash. And people says, I can get rid of that for you.
Yeah. Hey, I know trash.
I'm heading past the trash right now. His name is Eddie. Yes. How may I be of service?
Actually, this is perfect. Just just framing. Eddie was the one with the cracking knuckles, and I've got some broken hands on my mech that need to be fixed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm trying Eddie, show me problem, and I will see if I can help solve. And cut to looking up at the mech, and maybe what do those hands look like?
I mean, they're semi-humanoid. Like I showed you that picture, Petrichor very helpfully found my picture for me on Lancer. So yeah, it's sort of somewhat organic looking, but yeah. So the hands have fingers, and they are. The limbs are things that can climb, and the hands can grip, and that's it's so that I can crawl along things and go invisible, and then infiltrate and steal. So
yeah, I guess I just picture Eddie style being like getting the vaguest sense of what the problem is and something of a desired solution, and then like mid sentence he's already like clambering on and like firing up a blowtorch. I'm like, yes. I understand.
All right, cool. So I was gonna use a couple points of, I guess, the supply I just got to turn those into material, right? Because if it's material for repair.
You
I
don't
think
need
so,
to
yeah.
spend any to start with. You just make an engineering roll, and then you can use
Oh.
the material to give extra dice to the roll, or to bump up the success rating by 1 after you see the roll.
Okay. I think I'm gonna spend 1 now and get 2 die.
Yeah,
1 from
okay.
Eddie, 1 from there, and then we'll see if I need to do more. Oops, that's 7 die. I definitely do not want that. All right, a 5 and a 1.
Okay, so that's 2 ticks.
All right, yeah, I'll spend 1 more to get 3 ticks.
Yeah, because we needed to spend those down anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So now that takes you down. You have just enough storage to store all the supplies. So I'm just gonna divvy it. So yeah, you have enough storage to store all the supply you have going forward, just as a heads up.
So now that I've cleared it out, I no longer have broken limbs. What is my new damage? Because I'm at level 1 damage
creaking
now, right?
joints.
Okay, great. Yep, I have a middle-aged mech.
Yeah, and
Could I
Eddie,
just to wipe out my thing? Could I just also, after that, my character would be doing some of his long-term long-term project to try to find some land. But I don't need to really,
yeah.
don't feel the need to. Or Eddie, we
Do you
then
not
did some
need to,
Googling together.
Do you not need to blow off some stress? Because you marked 2 to do that.
What?
It's 2 stress to repair your mech.
Oh shit!
it.
Then I guess yeah. Then I guess I definitely should.
Because I was
mark-
thinking you should be up to pretty high stress
Yeah,
at that
now I'm
point
at
then.
now I'm at 6. Yeah. So yes, you're right. All right. Well, I'll wait then, and we can just double dip on the when Petrichor and Eddie are getting shit faced. There will Leopold be as well.
Okay.
Or Leopold could take Cora out too.
Sure, absolutely.
Since I have a new belief for you, you could have a new belief for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Eddie, what are you doing with your downtime?
For my last one, I don't have any obvious choice. I can try to generate more supply, or if somebody has a good thought. Otherwise, I can start going after Phoenix too. So I don't know if anybody has a strong opinion or.
I mean, there's also always schmooze you could use. You could try to improve your relationship with one of the factions.
Yeah, I guess our new exit strategy. I don't know if there's anything we can do that would schmooze intersect.
And then there's also things like enhance, which is it's the main way you get new quirks on your vehicle so that you can like push yourself and like resist more within your vehicle.
I feel like Eddie being a bullheaded and myopic thinker, probably the Phoenix. He's eager to keep working on Phoenix. So
okay,
yeah, I guess I had break ties with Phoenix as the project, which I never started. If that's the best goal, the phrasing of the goal. I mean, I think maybe break ties is.
Yeah, do you want to change the phrasing of that goal? What is the goal here?
Yeah, and if Cora has a thought about what do we actually want to, what's our best case scenario for Phoenix's? How does Phoenix end up vis-a-vis Squad?
I mean,
Cordyceps?
from Cora's perspective, she just wants Phoenix to be a non-issue. But that's
quietly, not to know how it happened, or do we want to
if you want her to be a non-issue,
destroy?
I'll note that that's something you're going to need to spend drive clocks for, because drive clocks are how you change factions. Well, I guess you could use a long-term project, but we'll have to figure out the neutralizing Phoenix is going to take a lot more effort and time than just breaking ties with her.
Absolutely.
Or just
and might
murder.
take like actually doing missions.
It might even be rerouting the breaking ties into we need to neutralize Phoenix because at this point,
what I'm asking is like, what is the downtime? What is this long-term project you're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just build leverage over Phoenix. I guess it's kind of like with Swan getting dirt. I mean, we Phoenix is turning screws on us, and we want screws to turn back.
Sure, it could be locate Phoenix's weakness, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds. It's open to. Yeah,
I can assist with that.
Well, let's first find out from Eddie, what are you doing to pursue this?
Yeah, I mean, Eddie generally starts with a strong suit, and on the space webs, just research, and especially whatever the equivalent of the dark web, just to understand who the hell is Phoenix. What is she into? Who does she owe? Who else wants to hurt her that could be a potential ally, that type of thing. So it's kind of digital research to start with, at least.
Can I do a flashback?
What's your flashback?
I'm thinking, because I have Read 'em and Weep, and I was physically in proximity with Phoenix, I could do a flashback and spend 2 stress to figure out something about Phoenix that maybe gives Eddie a leg up to assist in this mission, this
Sure.
project.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So what should I ask? What was their lowest moment? What did they crave forgiveness for, and from whom? What are their secret pains? In what ways are their mind? I'm going to ask, in what ways are their mind and soul vulnerable?
That sounds like what we want.
Yep.
Oh, you know a little bit of this, and I think that that even fallen as though she has, there is a token, a bracelet you recognize that does not match her look.
Okay.
And the rumors that surround her, that she was in a relationship with that there was some kind of relationship with the Resplendent Maiden, the champion of the faithful.
Okay.
And that is something that was not just, it wasn't purely, it was probably partially, but it was not purely political, that connection.
Okay. And I'm assuming then, if Eddie approaches me about I'm going to start digging up this dirt, then I'm going to pass that information along to him and say, look, maybe this is someplace to start at least.
So okay, relationship with the Resplendent.
The Resplendent Maiden. She is a character that's noted over in the factions tab. She is a tier 4. Like, this is one of the characters who's very powerful. She's a tier 4 faction in herself. She is the most dangerous. She is the single most dangerous pilot on the battlefield right now.
Things change. Bombs get placed. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm guessing picturing doing digital research, and maybe obviously, so Phoenix has an attachment, presumably, or a relationship there. So
Yeah.
splitting that somehow, or researching ways to hurt the maiden to hold that over Phoenix, or I'm assuming it sounded like maybe it's on the down low, so that it just.
I mean, they're like, basically the reason Phoenix is not is out on her own and is not part of a larger faction squad is because, like, this is kind of like what is commonly known, is that because there is a suspicion around her relationship with the Resplendent Maiden, and you don't really know, like, what the thing that Cora picked up on back there is that there is actual emotion behind that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like
that's the way in which she is vulnerable, is her relationship to the Resplendent Maiden.
Okay. So here's a question. It sounds like maybe Phoenix is on her own, and wouldn't be terribly embarrassing if it came out as far as Phoenix goes, or Phoenix's relationships, or
that is sort of like, the relationship itself is kind of already known.
Okay, so it's not like if we got dirt that like proof of this relationship, would it humiliate or embarrass the Resplendent Maiden?
Possibly.
So maybe that would be where I start.
Sure.
Yeah, we need to fracture that bond in some way,
or not even fracture, but just to hold it over them, like we broadcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's cool. I can roll a interface maybe with a help from Cora to dig into that.
Sure. Give me a interface with an extra die.
And I somehow lost the roller. Oh, does this go back more than today? No. There we go. So 3 dice. 1, 2, 3. 4.
So you get 2 marks.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think that with that, you dig up mostly the information that is already kind of known, if not like in a single like place. I think that I think that the thing that you most noticeably pick up on is Leopold, when did you get separated from your sibling?
It would have been, late teens, young adulthood,
Like how
somewhere
long
around there.
ago?
Oh, I'd say, I mean, it's been years, like 5 years.
Yeah,
Leopold's not
about
too
5,
old.
about like this is something at least they entered the Resplendent Maiden entered the battlefield around the same time that Leopold was drafted into one of the prison factories by the heretics. And there is definitely and I'm just kind of thinking of like what is the clear connection you get here. Yeah, that the Resplendent Maiden's history is like specifically like scrubbed before that.
Long. Sweet. Love it.
Great. Cora, you still have 2 downtime actions left, right?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
I want to take more stress so that I can cut loose and not overindulge. So I'm going to use Rook's Gambit. Can I continue to work on the same project? Is that allowed?
Yes, you just need to do a different like
Well, I
way
was going to
that
work
you're
with.
working on it.
Yeah, I was going to do Hunt as interface with my Rook's Gambit to take 2 more
Like
stress.
not just a different action, it needs to be like a different like avenue. Like because you've already gotten everything you can through
I was
interface
gonna
through.
use Petrichor to help me because they have a different approach to AR than what Eddie does. So I was hoping that maybe while I'm trying to trace the ping, that they might be able to somehow find a way to connect to that AR implant through their means.
Yeah, totally.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
What is it you're looking for exactly?
I'm looking to find my dead father's AR implant to get the information that is probably still attached to it.
Oh, wow, that's convenient because Petrichor just had an
I know.
experience.
This is very, very, very narratively relative to what has happened already.
I feel like part of it is Petrichor came back with their third eye, and Cora's like, explain. So yeah, I can definitely assist with that. I think just like maybe putting a hand on your shoulder and kind of seeing if I can see the connection the same way I saw the connection with the implant that I found.
Yeah. If that works for Steven, do you think that that is okay? Okay, cool. So then I'm gonna take 2 stress because I need as much stress as I can get so that I don't overindulge. So
I
that's
mean, you
Wait,
can
so
6.
why are you taking
overindulge.
stress?
Like the only like you could always just do like get an entanglement.
Yeah, I'm a I want to take because that puts me at 6. So there's no way I overindulge and I just lose
Okay.
the stress I've added on. So that's fine. I'm gonna do hunt, which is tracking my target as interface, because again, I don't think Cora necessarily is familiar with using this equipment in this way, but this is how she knows how to use it with her skill set is she knows how to hunt. That's why her call sign's Artemis. She knows how to track targets and she has the ping, but she needs that extra push from the empath connection to get her really where she needs to be to find exactly where this is. So
Sure.
that would be 3. And
Yeah.
let's roll it. And was that me? I got a 6, 2 6s. Take that.
No, you got 2 6s, so that
Yeah.
basically fills out the clock.
Yay, we did it. We got it done in 1 session.
Yeah. And this might set up for the next job you might want to mission you might want to pursue.
Yep.
But let me see here in my yeah, I think that if we are kind of so I think that then like the thing you find here is that yeah, those pings, they are because that implant has been is being carried by one of the I think yeah, you narrowed it down because I'm wondering if we want to go with Axiom Entertainment again, but we'll try to vary this up. I think that the people carrying it are the
I think that it would be too obvious for it to be stored somewhere that's connected to Axiom. So I think this potentially sets up Axiom having an ally that is keeping this hidden for my mom.
yeah.
And maybe even unknowingly keeping it hidden, but it's like somewhere in their ranks, somewhere in their facilities.
Oh man, you know what? You know what might be the case? You know who gathers up a bunch who likes to gather up wreckage and stuff and doesn't like you? You trace it. The most recent place is in was to an Axiom ship destroyed in a heretic battle by the heretics in battle.
Okay.
And the people that gathered it up is Vulture Squad.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
And you know they don't like you because you lay claim to that scrapyard they wanted.
Of course. That's fine with me. We'll figure it out when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, yep, that works. All right.
Cool.
Am I the last one with the downtime action, or does
I
somebody
think
else?
a couple other people have downtime
Okay,
actions they want to
okay.
take.
Go for it.
Petrichor, what's your downtime action? Last one.
I was gonna cut loose. I think I think it might be actually, yeah, drinking with Eddie. And like they're very like very distraught about the experience still.
Oh, from the mission, yeah. When you guys
Yeah,
are like trying to protect each other.
yeah, and kind of like maybe apologizing for not trusting them more, and like bringing back a bottle from the bar as like a peace offering.
If you think you're going to buy my goodwill, is that vodka?
As you have another bottle from the bar that another crew member brought you.
Brought, not bought.
Yeah, brought. That's what I said. Brought.
You, like, knock on the door, like, am I catching you at a good time? I am completely drunk. Oh, I'm sorry, I brought over some vodka. I didn't say leave.
And this is actually like almost top shelf. Maybe not vodka, but like whatever liquor. Space potato juice.
That's my band name.
And
It's
I think
Space
it is
Tato.
like
But thank you.
like maybe them kind of like reminiscing about things they used to do back home, and like recognizing that like they have different backgrounds. I think coming to terms with like that they're going to have to make harder choices in the future.
A good odd couple vignette.
Cool. And we're just because of where I'm looking at the time at, we can leave that as a kind of vignette there if that works for folks. And you are going AWOL. How exactly does what happens exactly during this that like the AWOL happens? Like how why is it that you like just leave the base?
I think it's like recognizing that this might be like a road that you can't get off of once you start, like kind of going and like wrapping up loose ends. And so yeah, they're just like, they tell the crew, they're like, I need to finish something, I need to take care of it. And but I promise I'll be back, and I promise I'll be by your side no matter what, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Leopold, what's your last downtime action?
Well, I guess Cora and I are blowing off some steam because I have a lot to do, or yeah, a lot of stress.
And you have new threads that you want to show off, obviously.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know so there's been a lot of drinking, so I feel like it's not that.
Cora doesn't really drink. She only drank with Eddie for for the sake of the camaraderie. So fair enough.
Yeah.
She used most of it on his wounds, so
I guess Cora, you just went through it. Are you trying to like numb out? Like, are we deep diving amongst the ghosts and
if
just
I can, I guess if you want to know more about Cora, the way that she would probably let off steam is some kind of game or puzzle, because that is what she's into. So potentially like a mahjong style game, pai gow, something like that. Maybe they're just friendly bantering over some kind of game. Also, Chris is
Maybe
needing
Cora's
to hop
hustling
off.
Leopold. Who knows?
Absolutely. But also Chris is gonna hop off, so let's
Yeah,
all
thanks,
say goodbye real
Chris.
quick.
Bye,
Peace.
Chris.
We will see you the week after next.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool. But yeah,
Um,
something like that.
yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, pick the antiquated game, and the only thing that I would like to change in that is that we are not doing it in the meat space. We are doing it in a virtual space of some sort.
Sure.
You know, but yes, otherwise, yeah, absolutely. We are playing Mahjong, even though we are thousands of years, tens of thousands of years from the culture.
It's some probably bastardized version of it. It's some
Yeah, totally.
tile
Yeah.
game that it
Yeah,
doesn't require a lot of thought. It's
mostly
just
futuristic icons, but there's a dragon, but no one knows what a
Sure.
dragon is anymore. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think Leopold's ever played this game. So
Cora's just gonna sweep up credits. It'll be great. We love credits because then I can buy Leopold more things. So it'll come full circle.
uh-huh.
Because
I'm trying to think-
Leopold won't use his credits to buy himself things, but
No,
Cora
that-
can use
yeah.
his credits to buy him things.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, how about we get some rolls here. Right now you're both rolling 1 die, or maybe Cora's rolling 2.
Sure.
I forget. Let's see. You have 2 beliefs about Leopold, so you got to roll
I
2 dice.
sure do. Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
know.
roll 1 because I have 1.
Yeah, and if either of you can choose to spend a personnel to bump up to get an extra die, or to get clear 1-for-1 extra stress after you roll.
I rolled 2 and I got a 4 and a 1.
So you get mark off 4 stress.
Oh, am I also cutting loose?
I'm gonna treat it as that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait,
Unless you
wait,
wanted to cut
do
loose with Eddie.
I wanted to cut loose with Eddie.
Okay.
Is that okay?
We're running really, like, we're already like half an hour over.
yeah.
I know.
So I'm fine just or if you guys are fine not necessarily playing it out. I got a 2. I'm gonna bump that. So
Yeah, go for it.
it's 1-for-1, you said,
Yeah.
Stephen? So then if I put, so it would be 1, adding 1 would be 3 as opposed to, is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Then I guess I'll add 1. Just so that I'm halfway down on my stress. All right.
You probably only got a 2 because there was also the stress of Cora just cleaning up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, yeah.
You're like, this is fun, but also I'm losing a lot of credits.
Yeah. IRL, I don't like board games, and in the character, I don't. Characters like, next time I'm gonna choose the game we play. When you invited me into the virtual space to play games, I thought we were talking about different kinds of games.
Yeah.
Where are the aliens to shoot? This is
Wonderful.
bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, I think we'll pull our downtime to a close. I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I'm really sorry. We're running, like, I can't stay on much longer.
Okay.
Session 2, like.
Okay.
Did Eddie, you got yours? Your 3?
Mine are done, yeah. But I don't know what I don't know why we can't open with Cora's.
Sure,
time.
we can. We
Yeah.
can.
Or play it out over Discord.
I'm down with both.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for showing up. I had a lot of fun this today. Playing out some downtime, getting a chance to get to know some of these characters a little bit better. I'm gonna take us off now, and we'll do some stars and wishes.